Hey, baby, good morning. Check one, two. Be a good boy, because Well, I'm open to any questions anyone has. Feel free to ask me anything. Um, Lately, I'm focused on a couple of things. One of the things that I'm focused on is the Kamala Harris um, bid to become president of the United States. For me, 61 years of breathing. This is unprecedented times. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm also about to do my first meal prep for a potential client. I've never done meal preps for anyone. This person in particular wants calorie counting and all of that stuff. So, proteins, amounts, and all of that. So it's a learning curve for me. I can cook the food, that's not a problem. But doing it and giving them 7 days of meals, 3 meals a day, it's a little challenging for me. So the good news is that I have someone in my life who is a chef and has done meal prep and gave me some advice. So appreciate that. Yeah. But those are the things that is going on. So outside of that, looking for more content to create. So if you have some ideas you want to give me, feel free. I have 3 videos of Alfredo. So I don't think I want to do another Alfredo. Um, but yeah, looking for some ideas on that. I do. I really have 3 videos of Alfredo. It is what it is. August 22. Oh, Barbara already took it. Hmm.
election in November, that shortly after she is inaugurated as President of the United States, that she names Jack Smith as her Attorney General.
Very good. I noticed your phone was going sideways with magnetic phone.
Put out on Truth Social something along the lines of like, we want a redo. They sort of wanted his money back for this because they're realizing they missed their biggest opportunity against her.
Yeah. Okay. About Joe Biden and the unfounded rumors about a serious medical event. They are ping pong all over the internet and apparently on Fox. Here is the other thing that you can't miss if you're on social media tonight. Donald Trump, in an ongoing meltdown, it seems, over running against Kamala Harris instead of Joe Biden. In a new memo that is out tonight as well, the Trump campaign is painting Harris as dangerously liberal. This one from Trump on Truth Social really struck me. He says, to turn, quote, guns around Kamala Harris, a totally veiled and insignificant vice president, into a future great president. No, it doesn't work.
So at the moment, he may have not even written the letter. Did Kamala and other Democrats make a deal with Joe? Did Joe step down in exchange for Hunter getting no prison? They all assisted, interestingly, in this whole coup. The entire Biden presidency was a cover-up.
Obama, it's not off the table.
He seems to be having a tough time coming to terms with the fact that this is real life. This is happening.
It's very confusing why Trump seems so unprepared for this because it's only been clear for 5 weeks that this is probably the direction that this was heading. Right. Number one, all anybody was talking about was that President Biden was unlikely to be able to continue into November. And number two, the likeliest replacement was the vice president on the top of the ticket. So, Jonathan Swan did a story over the weekend about how the preparation
Stop it.
going on for a while, but they seem unsettled on exactly what message they want to run against her. Some of that's not surprising. She's liberal. I'm not surprised to hear that. They will do a lot of that. But calling her dumb as a rock, I don't think is in a strategy memo. I think that's just Donald Trump talking, and he has a habit. We are all well familiar with what he did to President Obama and the birther lie. He tried a version of that. It's a great conspiracy theory about the vice president and about whether she is eligible to serve, which is completely unfounded. He consistently has the same types of attacks against women. It is, mentally unstable or weak or not up to it and so forth. And so there is a real risk for him. Look, some of this is priced in, right? I think a lot of voters know this is the case with him. But there is a risk that he is going to go too far and that there will be a backlash effect. And so we'll see what that looks like.
I have to say, the unity thing. Do you remember that? That was like, it was a brief moment in time. Where did that go? What happened?
Well, it still exists because unity with Donald Trump means everybody unifies behind it, right? And so he's still holding out hope that that can happen. But to Maggie's point about their unpreparedness, I'm surprised by it as well because the research department at the RNC have been, always will be very skilled pros. And they clearly for 4 years been focusing on Kamala Harris, Richard Whitmer, and Gavin Newsom too over recent weeks. But over the past 5 to 6 weeks or longer, they've been building a real solid, what we call a book, a research book on Harris. Dumb as a Rock is not page 1 of that. It's not even page 45, and it's probably a longer book than 45 pages.
Okay, but who's in charge, right? Who's robbing the train? Mr. Jerry the one robbing this train. You can play the book. I mean, that book serves me as much purpose as serve him to be able to read it. You know what I mean? So that, I can only imagine the level of frustration you would have if you were prepared for this obvious circumstance that was going to come up, and then you handed it to him.
Well, it also
handed
comes
it to
up.
You handed it to
Yes.
It goes on because even at the convention, think of this speech. The whole bill that was machismo. It was Hulk Hogan. I'm a millennial. I didn't even get that. But it was men meant to make him look tough because he was contrasting Joe Biden. Now you're running against a woman. It looks kind of silly. It looks kind of ridiculous. I would be frankly pretty pissed too if I did my whole convention. You don't get another shot at that, and you're running against a completely different candidate. You put out on Truth Social something along the lines of we want a redo. They sort of wanted his money back for this because they're realizing they missed their best and biggest opportunity against her.
Yeah. Republican men, if you're running against women, you have to be a little careful on how you do that. Donald Trump isn't
He will never do that. But I also, it's not just Donald Trump. I mean,
So full-headed, right? Full fucking headed. For the RNC, Donald Trump spent approximately $284 million, right? So every night they roughly spend around like 100 something
Like, oh,
So over the past couple days, everybody's been asking me who my pick for Kamala Harris as vice president would be. And I think you're about to be surprised. Now, there are a bazillion phenomenal, qualified people that could fill this role. For example, we have like Gretchen Whitmer, who is not going to be an option for vice president, but is going to run the campaign outreach team. She's taking point. Again, she said she will not run. Pete Buttigieg would be another amazing pick. But I can tell you, for this specific ticket, I'm going to have to go with Harris Booker 2024. Now, many of you may or may not know
Yeah.
that Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey, and Kamala Harris are very, very close friends and have been for a very long time. And I think that that would be the most amazing winning ticket that we can put forward. You want to talk about a fucking ticket? Everybody would be excited to go vote for. Everybody would fucking jump at. That's your ticket. And I know Cory Booker follows me, so Cory, you better pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, get me on that betting list." Don't worry though. I'll continue my little campaign here because I think that Harris Booker 24 would have literally, as my daughter would say, come on guys, we already got the kids engaged. Let's get it moving.
can you imagine the type of videos that are going to be made with this thing? Hold on.
So a few minutes ago, I got out of the Zoom call for white women, and it was energizing. I'm going to tell you just a few things, and I am not a reporter anymore. I was way back in the dark ages, but I am going to tell you just a few of the highlights. So just bear with me. This is going to be a long one, but here we go. A lot of people. First off, let me tell you what the focus was. The focus was fundraising and also talking about the strategy of how we're going to do this. And basically, I think the gist is that we're going to be focusing on talking with people that perhaps are
503.
claiming that they don't want to vote or they don't want to vote just because if they don't feel like their vote counts. You're also going to be focusing a lot on listening and asking questions and understanding the perspectives of the people that we'll be talking to. And they're also focusing on 6 states, Nevada, Ohio, Georgia, Arizona, North Carolina, and I don't recall the sixth one, but we can figure all this out later. A few just nuggets. So that was sort of the gist of the thing. The thing. But some of the things that I found incredibly inspiring. Let me get all of my notes up here because I took a few notes, both up there and over here. So I'm going to try to figure out how to get the links for you, but I know you can go to surj.org and you should be able to find all the information you need to donate from there. A lot of us in the chat and the chats went crazy. When they opened up the chat feed, it went crazy. People were so excited. But one of the big things that was said in there, in the beginning, especially when we were first allowed to do our calling out, is that Black women sent us. And thank you for sending us. One of the things I said was a commitment to stand up against white supremacy. And yes, no democracy has ever survived. I don't want to read that because I think I actually wrote that one down. We have 104 days, 14 weeks, and there was an interpreter there the whole time. We actually had 2 interpreters, sign language interpreters, which was really nice. And they were very encouraging that we've got 104 days, and France turned something around in a week. So I'm going to have to look up what that is, but that sounded encouraging. Another group that showed up in force, big shout out to the Swifties, because they showed up. Jennifer Knox, J. Knox, is incredible, and I have to do more research about her, but a couple of things she said. The mandate is very real for your leadership in this movement. She made a call for us to stand up and participate and get active. She also said these words of encouragement: have the audacity to believe. Have the audacity to believe. And we have the power to organize. Over here, we have to be laser focused. We don't have to do it all. We just have to do our part. And they also did a big shout out to the Swifties. Swifties and Brats, we adore you. Hold tight. We have big plans and we need you. And just end this, hopefully, before I get to 5 minutes. My partner just brought me some news, and I am super jazzed about this. This doesn't have anything to do with the Zoom call, but there have been 2,471 delegates who have now pledged their votes for Kamala Harris to be the next president of the United States for the Democratic Party. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Then I have a nice ring to it. Madam President Harris, we can do this. We really can. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. So a few minutes ago, I got out of the Zoom call for 1 minute, and it was energizing. I'm going to tell you just a few things, and I am not a reporter anymore. I was way back in the dark ages, but I am going to tell you just a few of the highlights. So just bear with me. This is going to be a long one, but here we go. A lot of people. First off, let me tell you what the focus was. The focus was fundraising, and also talking about the strategy of how we're going to do this. And basically, I think the gist is that we're going to be focusing on talking with people that perhaps are claiming that they don't want to vote, or they don't want to vote.
She grabs the silver pot with red and white cooking boots. Her hands are in the air. She grabs the silver pot with red and white.
Biden said, first off, he said he's going to hire a black female for vice president, and then he just skipped over. What about white females? When you go down that route, you take mediocrity, and that's what they have right now as a vice president. 100%, she was a DEI hire. Her record is abysmal at best. This is problematic. This is not the way.
You know what makes it crazy?
I'm Puerto Rican and black, so we have tons of things.
These Republicans are having a totally normal radical reaction to Vice President Kamala Harris being the Democratic Party presidential nominee instead of presidential candidate. Totally.
Well, look, if it violates the rules in some of these states, I expect that there will be litigation over that. So we'll see how it develops. We're doing our job here in Washington. The states will be handling that. But I do think it's problematic. I think millions of the American people believe that this is problematic. This is not the way the system is supposed to work. There's a reason it's unprecedented. You don't just, steamroll the rules and the process because you decide that your candidate is no longer suitable. That's what's happened here. I think everybody can see it for themselves. We'll see how the campaign unfurls.
Congressman, what do you make of that comment from the speaker saying there's going to be litigation in these states?
It's laughable. I'm having a hard time not going to the big belly laugh here. Just who the hell does he think he is? That's what the Democrats, Republicans, whining about now they've got a very serious problem. they've got a candidate on the Democratic side that is going to whip the Republicans.
They held a primary. They had ballots. They filled out circles. They went to the voting booths. They spent money on advertisements. And as President Trump said, the Republican Party spent tens of millions of dollars running against Joe Biden. Now they just woke up one morning and said, never mind, we're canceling the entire primary. We're getting rid of our candidate. We're pretending the election is never even happened, never reelected voters. Can't pick a new nominee.
And plastic straws. I love my plastic straw. I hate those paper straws. Anyway.
Please get these people some therapy. It's right.
All right, Gina, Ms. Kimberly Foster, I'm going to grant you rest today. I'm going to ask you and allow you to retract your video and your statements on Vice President Kamala Harris because respectfully, you do not know what the hell you're talking about.
Problem with Kamala Harris is that she was trying to, in 2020, run so far away from being the top cop, being the prosecutor, that she was trying to fit herself into a mold that she just doesn't fit into. She's hardline, she's hardcore, she's tough on crime.
No disrespect, sis, but what the hell are you talking about? Kamala Harris was one of the most progressive prosecutors of her time. She created the first in the nation reentry program called Back on Track, which worked with low-level offenders to get them out of prison, give them an education, give them job wellness classes, credibility classes, gave them education rather than incarceration, and expose their records after the fact, so it wouldn't be a barrier for them to get a job. Like, this is the stuff that's confusing the hell out of me. And while everybody's sitting here talking about she was tough on crime, they said that she was soft on crime. She called it being smart on crime. Because a lot of people were upset with the fact that she was building a re-entry program to get offenders out of prison, calling her a social worker rather than a prosecutor. It's clear
That as of January, we will have back on track in California's penal code as a model of what we should be doing to be smart on crime.
Yet you can't run away from the charges of those who do not agree with you. They call it softer. You can't be a social worker as a prosecutor.
And then you're going to say she was trying to shy away from her being a prosecutor. Have you never heard of justice on the ballot?
I believe that in 2020, justice is on the ballot. When in America, there is a father who is holding down 2 jobs and paying more taxes than the richest 400 families in America, economic justice is on the ballot. When in America, there is a mother who is in a parking lot of a hospital, afraid to walk through the sliding glass doors to get into the emergency room with her child, because she knows if she walks through those sliding glass doors, she'll be out of pocket a $4,000 deductible. Healthcare justice is on the ballot.
And since we're talking about justice on the ballot, a lot of these issues and initiatives have actually been addressed by the Biden-Harris administration. When it comes to economic justice, we got student loan debt forgiveness, we got the child tax credit, and then when we're talking about healthcare justice, let's not forget the fact that now, thanks to the Biden-Harris administration, they cannot report to the credit bureau your medical debt. Then you said she was over here trying to appeal to the people during the George Floyd riots. However, she helped co-author and co-sponsor the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act in June before she was even on the damn ticket with Joe. But I gotta add more to this because there's more to Kamala Harris than just re-entry and low-level offenses. We have to talk about the fact that Kamala Harris tackled sex trafficking, particularly when it comes to young black women and young trans women. Y'all do not understand that Kamala Harris created one of the first in the nation child protective bureaus that focused on protecting the children and not charging them for child prostitution when they were being sex trafficked. They were victims. She gave them access to safe houses. If you don't believe me, ask black activist Latifah Simon, who was there.
It's really our call not to criminalize formal prostitution, but to stop the district attorney's office from charging children who are being bought and sold on the streets for prostitution. Their children are being bought and sold. And when she told me that that was her goal too, I was like, oh, you know, we rock. I'm not better. And I was like, okay, not right. We come to the meeting, and this woman that I was working with, who had moved to 16 at the time, who had just literally days earlier decided she was ready, was getting ready. And I needed her to be in this space for this first task force meeting. Kamala met us, and for somehow she
guess because she had been working with women, young women who had been victims for so long, she, without knowing the sister's story, and the sister had deep chocolate brown skin, and she had cut off her hair after the rape, so she had this very short, beautiful afro. She looked at Helen, cupped her face, and said, "Baby, I'm glad that you're." There's something about that moment. I was like, oh, you won't rock together. You know what? Because I never seen nobody like you do this work here.
Sis, what are you talking about? Coming here went from pillar to post as 18, standing up even against when people voted for Proposition 8. She stood up for marriage equality, even to where it equates to what she's doing right now with codifying marriage equality with the Respect for Marriage Act. And since we're on LGBT issues, did you know that Kamala Harris works to end the gay, trans, and defense? And for those who don't know what that is, this was an excuse that was done by defense attorneys that basically said that it gave their client the right to harm somebody or take the life of somebody who was either gay or trans because they were in sticker shock that they found that this person was trans or this person was gay. That gave them the authority to take away somebody's life. Kamala ended that shit. And since we're at it, let's go ahead and debunk all the shit. There was some lies that come here and locked up 1,500 people. Know damn well that most of marijuana charges are handled by lower level attorneys. But even with that being so, if you look at the data and the trajectory, marijuana emissions increased under Kamala Harris's tenure. Then there was another damn lie that Kamala Harris kept over 20,000 prisoners in jail, had some sentences for slave labor, but that didn't damn happen. That notion was filed by Patrick McKinney, which was denied, and it didn't fucking happen. And Kamala Harris knew nothing about this because she had over 20,000 cases that she's working with. She's not intimately involved in every case that hits the damn death. And this case didn't even require the authorization from Attorney General. You could have got that from a level 3 deputy attorney. Then there was another lie that Kamala Harris stole Nina Simone's estate. When that it wasn't even the damn case. What had happened was Nina Simone's daughter stole and embezzled money that was supposed to be used for a music school to build her businesses. So Kamala Harris had to intervene to fulfill Nina's wishes that was in her will. There was another line of Kamala Harris black evidence that was incarcerated in the black man. But that is not so. The black man he was arrested and sentenced in 1985 when Kamala Harris was still a college guy. And what happened was he was given several DNA tests that never exonerated him. It went all the way up to the courts of appeal that was struck down. And he was all out of appeal being given clemency from the governor, which was Barnes Wilson at the time, which was denied. Now, they went to the Attorney General asking for another one, but she had no authority to do that. So, thank God, because y'all don't do follow-ups. Gavin Newsom gave Kevin Cooper another DNA test, and it turns out it still didn't exonerate him. His ass is motherfucking guilty. Y'all need to do follow-ups and stop running your fucking mouth without knowing what you're talking about. And let me just say this in closing, sis. Everything that you said in your video was drenched in internalized misogyny. I don't know what childhood trauma you got. Don't project that shit on customer. And it could be easy for me to beat you down, but instead I'm going to lift you up and tell you that you're enough. You're not going to sit there and talk about Kamala Harris an airhead or she's coming off inauthentic.
Yesterday, the campaign says they signed up 28,000 people to volunteer. 28,000 people signed up to volunteer for the campaign in one day, more than 100 times their previous days. In the 24 hours since Joe Biden announced that he would pass the torch to his vice president, for her to lead the Democratic ticket this November, look at what has happened to the fundraising. One of the big Democratic super PACs is called Future Forward. I say they're a big one. They are very big. Before yesterday, they had about $122 million cash on hand, which is big, but that's before yesterday. On top of the $122 million they had cash on hand yesterday, they said they received $150 million in brand new pledge donations. And Act Blue, which raises money online for Democrats up and down the ticket, including the presidential race, they took in $93 million in one day, almost entirely from small donations. The Harris campaign says that in one day, their vault was $81 million specifically just to the campaign. $81 million in one day. They say a clear majority of that was from people who were giving money for the first time in this election. More than 40,000 people who gave yesterday for the first time signed up to make their donations recurring for the duration of the campaign. The New York Times described this tonight as, quote, a record-breaking showing as Democrats welcomed her candidacy with one of the greatest gushers of cash of all time. Indeed, it's believed to be the single largest single day of fundraising by any candidate for any office in American history. Incredibly, the Republican Party's newest post to that is that they had a great day of fundraising. They had a really great day, their best day of fundraising on the day their candidate was convicted on 34 felony criminal charges. And they didn't have their best day that day. Trump raised about $53 million that day, which Kamala Harris will roughly double that. And she won't have to commit any felonies at all to do. In a real world of real politics, there is no question that Kamala Harris will be the Democratic nominee for president up against Donald Trump in November. Kamala Harris spoke today at campaign headquarters in Delaware. She thanked what had been the Biden-Harris re-election campaign staff, which is now the Harris for President campaign staff. She announced that she has asked President Biden's re-election campaign manager, Jen O'Malley Dillon, to stay on and run the Harris campaign as well. She said Ms. O'Malley Dillon agreed. And that tells you that there will be some continuity from the previous campaign to this new one. Yesterday, the campaign says they signed up 28,000.
Feel free to ask me anything today. I'm going to be on here all day today. That's the goal.
More than 100 times their
Just need more coffee. Maybe I'll do some juice. I've had 2 cups of coffee already, so.
The Democratic ticket this November. Look at what has happened to
My puppy. Say hi, puppy. There's your puppy. She's a good girl. have to eat stuff off your grill. Juice, cranberry juice to be exact. So I have to make a YouTube short here today. I'm going to do a remix of one of my favorite YouTube chefs. Not sure who yet. Lionfield, Nick Giovanni. It's QCP, Chef Rush, one of those guys. Albert. Do one of their remixes today and get that posted. So you'll be here while I do that. You'll get to see behind the scenes how that looks. Oh, ignore my wall. So it's this chair, and it doesn't, when I lean back, it hits the wall. Even though I move my desk out, if it doesn't hit the wall, the chair goes back too far. So I have to paint this office anyway. This is my office. So I have to paint it anyway, which I'll be doing soon. I just got new floors put in here, so we'll be painting pretty soon. And then I'll get a new chair because they cost a lot. I'm thrifty. And if you notice anything about my food videos, it's because I'm thrifty. Other than doing the YouTube remix short today, I'm not a political person at all. At all, I'm not a political person. I typically stay away from politics. I have my views, I have my opinions, but I typically stay out of the political arena. And what I mean by that is I haven't voted since Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's presidency was the last time I voted. I actually worked in Pennsylvania and did some stuff there. But to be honest, jury duty made me stop. Just, criminal jury duty is one thing, federal grand jury duty is another. And I was on that. I didn't like it at all. So I stopped voting because of it. I didn't vote for Barack Obama. You might think I'm black. I voted for Barack. I didn't vote. I felt like he was going to win anyway. He had Oprah on his side, everything for everybody. Yes, we can. All of that shit. And he won 2 times in a row, right? This Kamala Harris thing, though, I'm feeling a little different about it. I'm not sure what part it is that's hit me the way that it has, but it's not like I believe in her 100%. I think it has a better chance of beating Trump. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a Trump fan for many reasons. Some of them people have heard. Other reasons, maybe not so much. I know the man's record before he was a television person. And just to say it flat out, the guy's a piece of crap. Now, let me say this again. I typically stay out of political stuff, but let me put this out there. Poor folks have been complaining for many years about the man having their foot on our neck. Man's keeping me down. The man's doing this. The man's doing that. And to be honest with you, the whole system is controlled by the man. Um, and I understand the Black and Latin people who see Trump as a way to get the man's foot off of our neck. And I just don't believe that hype. And I don't believe that hype because man was friends with the Clintons. His daughter and Hillary and Bill's daughter, best friends. I don't buy into it for 1 minute that he is not a part of that plan. Well, he is a smart. People give him credit, or they try to say that the man is stupid. No, he's good at playing stupid. I always tell people I make stupid look good. Okay, he makes smart look stupid. There's a big difference. I guess I lost a follower there. Um, hey, there's one of my friends. He left. It's okay. Um, let me say something to him in the chat. uh, anyway, I don't believe he's one of those that's taking their foot off our neck. I don't believe there's no such thing. I don't believe there's a such thing as someone taking their foot off of our neck. If in my belief, the world is stacked against certain groups. A lot of things have been done to put these groups in their place where they are today. And so it is what it is. So my thing is that she stands the best chance of stopping the outward hate in your face. That's weird to say, but I asked my friend, how do you like your racism? On a steak or in your face? You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. We're living in some strange times, and I don't know that they're completely unprecedented, but definitely strange times. And something needs to be done. A whole overhaul is needed. But if things keep going the way that they're going, we're going to see race riots, and there doesn't need to be that. I was in Walmart about a week or so ago with a guy who's 100% Trump supporter. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with people who support whoever they support. That's fine. But here, me and this guy were clearly opposites. I'm older, he was younger. I'm Black, he's not. I don't support political people, period. He did. Like I said, a staunch Trump supporter. But the one thing that we oddly agreed on was that they want to cause division amongst us. And that just doesn't need to happen. See, if you're not rich, you're not a part of their plan anyway, right? If you're not filthy rich, and I mean filthy rich, I'm not talking about 6 figures a year making good money. I'm not talking about having a couple of million, $2 million in the bank. That ain't rich. Mm-mm. If the bank shut down and investments and all the other stuff goes away, $2 million, try to live on it. See how long it takes. It'll be gone quick. No, I'm talking about the billionaires. which I saw someone say, and actually heard an associate of mine say, we don't need billionaires in this world, and I kind of agree with that. But I heard them once say that if you're not a part of that group, then you're not a part of the solution. They see you as a part of the problem. Okay. That being said, how do we have time to be divided amongst racial lines, political stance, economic levels? There's no time for division. You, you can't allow that to be a thing because that's how control happens. Divide and conquer is a real thing. So you have to be beyond that, beyond letting them sell you on the other person is the problem. Get over that. Okay? Get over that thinking. It just can't be, you know?
No, you knew that everyone knew. The people there knew that there was a danger. They knew there was a threat to President Trump, and it was allowed to happen. Was there a stand-down order, Ms. Cheadle? Was there a conspiracy to kill President Trump?
Absolutely not.
Then how did this happen? And why are you still sitting here, not turning in your letter of resignation?
So there, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene, as Ron Filipkowski said. Marge accuses Secret Service director of being part of an intentional conspiracy to assassinate Trump. And we've heard MAGA running with this in the wake of this horrific event, pushing conspiracy theories about this being something that Biden caused or facilitated, or Secret Service, the deep state, they were trying to purposefully let Trump get hurt. Again, it's throwing into what otherwise should be not a partisan conversation and needs to be a level-headed one. The rationality, and this is about MTG going viral, getting invited to politics, whatever it might be, and that is a real bummer because it does distract us from what should be a core, serious discussion and potential accountability. And then Nancy Mace, too, was really excited about saying one particular word during this hearing.
I would have to get back to you.
That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
All right. And you know what? Maybe she just got overwhelmed with rage in one particular moment.
So I want to make this quick statement, P. How have you been microwave?
Well, I know y'all didn't think black women was gonna let black women do this by themselves. You know, the black women got together yesterday and organized 44,000 black women, raised $1.5 billion in 3 hours for Kamala Harris. Black men are on the call tonight. 1:30. It's 20,000 of us in this live right now, rallying on Kamala Harris, trying to raise money. So far, Roland Martin just said that we have raised $500,000 in 33 minutes. So, do not believe the hype that black men are not getting Kamala Harris. There may be some, but there are a lot of us that understand what is going on, that understand it is her time, that understand that we can use our might, our power to amplify her voice so that we can save democracy. Okay? So that we can save democracy. Black men are in this thing. And raise the money too. So shout out to my sisters yesterday, the 44,000. It's about 20,000 of us right now.
When China attacks the United States, there's going to be one thing that's completely gone from us. That's going to be the power grid.
White women, this is not a drill. We are going to need a lot of you to start speaking up because what we are about to see with this Kamala nomination is a level of misogyny and racism that maybe we've never seen before. And this freaks me out. I was talking to my husband last night when they made the announcement yesterday that Biden was dropping out. And all I could think was, holy shit, things are going to get really ugly. Like we thought we saw some misogyny with all of the stripping of our rights away. Ooh, you just wake up. We have an African-American and Southeast Asian, highly qualified woman who's also childless who has the possibility of becoming our president. And if you don't think that is threatening and triggering as fuck to MAGAs, you're crazy. And they're going to get dirty and ugly. And here's the thing. As white women, I believe we have a very unique opportunity here to provide some air support and some cover for these black women who are going to be out here taking a lot of shit. And I don't know that it's going to be outward. I think that a lot of it is going to be hidden, but there's going to be a lot of disgusting, racist, and misogynistic things that start coming up. And I think they're going to take the brunt of it. So this is when us white women, inclined white women, need to come together and really start supporting them. And that can look like a whole lot of different things. It can be sticking up for them at work. It can be taking a little extra load at work if we can, because I think this is going to be really mentally taxing on the black women in our lives and around us. And this is a unique opportunity to come and say, you know what, we can't talk to them like that. We're not going to take this. And then we also need to go to the balance, because we cannot rely on black women to save us. Always having to come in, swoop in, and correct situations that they didn't play a role in creating. So this is the time. White women, if you got this, be a little extra cognizant of the black women in your life and people around you, because they're going to need some support, because it's about to get ugly, unfortunately. White women, this is not...
You guys, I am a middle-aged white lady who is in sorority, and even I know that America is not prepared for how AKA and the Divine Nine are already organizing to rally behind Kamala and get her elected. We are ill-prepared for what is coming. America collectively needs like a vitamin drip and a chiropractic adjustment and maybe some time in a sensory deprivation tank or some hardcore meditation. And even with all that, America is not ready for what's coming. The Republicans are for sure not ready. I am so here for it, and I cannot wait to see what they do next.
You bet it's perfect for spicy content? Nope.
Unfortunately, in 2024, this post has to be made, especially considering the front runner for the MAGA party has no idea the difference, and he wants to be the leader of the #1 country on the planet. Thank you, Joe Biden. When a sitting president runs a presidential campaign, he is doing two things at once. He's running the country and running a campaign to be reelected. Now, because of Nancy Pelosi and her evil backstabbing and her, I'll give you 3 weeks to do it the easy way or else I'll do it the hard way, you need to step down. That's because Nancy Pelosi wasn't getting her little payouts. And Nancy Pelosi, I can guarantee you this will be your last time in office. And no, MAGA, that do not mistake us saying what you did was wrong to this man, what the media did was wrong to this man, what other Democrats and the Democratic donors did was wrong. He's doing the job. You say, how do we know if he can do the job? He's doing it. And he's doing it better than any have done in the last 50 years or in history. Okay, numbers don't lie. The stock market doesn't lie. But we can argue that all we want, right? However, because of the backstabbing of his own party, Joe Biden did what was best for the country. Okay, let's be clear. He didn't want to run for a second term. He didn't want to run for the first term, but he knew that he could take on Donald Trump. Not only that, but save us from absolute financial ruin. And he did. He saved us from the horrible administration that was Donald Trump. Okay, and not only took us from the bottom, put us on the top.
And we are now collapsing other people's economies. But again, this is not about Joe Biden's accomplishments. You can see that. Again, numbers don't lie. What does lie is Donald Trump and his MAGA code. And I'm not necessarily talking to conservatives or Republicans because this is not your party anymore. You've lost your party. If you want to have any rights to vote in the future and not just be fascism, complete dictatorship, then you obviously know where you need to be voting this year. Because I have a feeling lots of you aren't going to vote, but you need to if you ever want to vote again. Okay? Alan?
These are sweat free.
はい。
お父ちゃんは日本語を勉強しています。ちょっと質問させてもらえますか？
Okay, so I just realized that Donald Trump is not just going up against Kamala Harris. He's also about to go up against every AKA in the country. And not only that, he's about to go up against the entire Divine Nine. Woo! He has no idea. Game on. Okay, so I just realized that Donald Trump is not just going up against Kamala Harris. He's also about to go up against every AKA in the country. And not only that, he's about to go up against the entire Divine Nine. Woo! He has no idea. Game on. Okay, so I just realized.
So the love triangle I was a part of were many.
You know how we like to say a lot of us for years here.
Yo, this comment here is one of the problems with our community. We want to cast a ballot based off skin.
Ooh, this is a good question about this. I didn't think people would actually be that interested.
Yo, this comment here is one of the problems with our community. We want to cast a ballot based off skin tone and race, and not on policies and platforms. You know, these churches and these entertainers, you know what I'm saying, get up there and dance the jig and, you know what I'm saying, and tell y'all who to vote for, and y'all feel good politics, and year after year and decade after decade, it's the same results. But y'all continue voting for y'all feel good politics. Y'all uninformed on the candidates, y'all uninformed on the candidates' platforms. And Project 2025 is not Trump's platform. I'm not telling you to vote for Trump, and I'm not telling you not to vote for Kamala. I'm telling you to inform yourself. That's what I'm telling you. Yo, this comment here is.
This is a good question about this.
I swear to God, if the white women outshine the Latina vote this election, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Spoiler alert, if you're a person of color and yes, Latinos are talking to you, they don't want you in their party. I swear to God, if the white...
All right, let's see what we have in comments tonight. The intolerant left. Well, first of all, you guys made up that term, not a...
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
I watched the Sonia Massey video. I just finished right now. At some point, I guess I got to start piecing. I don't recall how I got here. There's two videos. It's not just one. The murderer turns his video on after he shoots her. And the thing records 30 seconds before without sound. My immediate impressions are that first I would say his partner, anyone who said that his partner needs to be charged too, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That guy was fucked up by it. He would, like, there's like a solid 6 or 7 minutes of him at the back of his truck cleaning his hands, and his hands are just shaking. His hands are just shaking. And he's whispering to himself, why? Okay. And he's cleaning his hands with Lysol wipes, and then his hands keep shaking, and he keeps like doing it. Like, he is in shock. But the psychopath. He's a psychopath, Grayson. The quickness with which he lies, the ease with which he lies, the callousness, the lack of empathy or fucking He showed zero remorse. When he walks outside at one point, he says, "Fuck," real loud. But that is the closest you're going to get to hearing him say anything that resembles, "I wish that didn't happen." Because he calls her a crazy bitch after he's killed her. All right? I'm fucking shaking right now. Within a minute or two, there's about 20 other cops that show up, okay? I'm just saying all this shit from memory right now, and I have to go back and like look at some stuff that I want to show you guys. But one of them says, "Are you okay?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy." He called her a dipshit. Someone asks about his partner, his well-being, and he says, "Oh, I made sure he was good." No, he fucking didn't. No, he didn't. He left his partner inside with his hand on this woman's eye because he shot her through the fucking eye. And you can hear the agonal breathing. It sounds like snoring. Somebody gets shot or dying. It sounds like they're breathing, but it's called agonal breathing. And he says he's good. So this is the bit about how he discouraged the partner from getting his med kit. As soon as it happens, he says, "I'm going to get my med kit." He's like, "Nah, man, that's a kill shot. That's a kill shot. She's done." But then you can hear it loudly, the agonal breathing. And the partner goes to like put pressure to try to stop the bleeding. So he gets down on the ground, and the psychopath Grayson says, "I'll go get my med kit." He goes out. He's gone for fucking ever. You hear this poor guy who's trying to stop the bleeding. You hear him at one point while she's just fucking slowly dying in his hands. You hear him say, "Where is he?" And you see when it switches to Grayson's body cam, he's just out there like, whatever, like dilly-dallying, taking his time, and he takes the time to call to say, "Is this lady, what's the code? 1096. I literally haven't put my phone down from watching the video, so I haven't looked it up, but I think it's something about her mental health. Look, she comes to the door. There was something off about her, okay? She kept repeating something. I go back and watch it, but it was just kind of like, "Oh, yeah, I just wanted to see if you guys could help me with something." And they're like, "With what?" And she like wouldn't say, like she just kept repeating something, and she's looking at her phone. And they're like, "Well," not they, fucking Grayson, "what took you so long?" And I'm sorry, he was like barking at her from the beginning. "Are you gonna open the door or not?" Like just very fucking rude, very like aggressive for no fucking reason. They found her car. It's on the first guy's body cam, the partner's body cam. Her windows were smashed in. Something happened, okay? And she had what I thought was a hospital wristband on her wrist. And later on, when the EMT showed up, I believe she had some kind of medical event earlier in the day, because the female EMT said she believes her name was Sandra, not Sonia, but that's just from memory. She said, because we were here earlier, and the cops walks away. Where is that? So she's got this wristband on, and she's sitting on the couch, and she's saying, sorry, back to why did she open why did it take so long for her to open the door? She said she wanted to get pretty. She was wearing this 4-length silk-looking robe, okay, and her house was a mess, so I think she was just trying to be presentable. So anyway, so she's sitting on her couch, and Grayson's like barking at her for an ID. And she's like, "Okay, I just want to give you guys show you my paperwork." "Paperwork for what?" She's like, "I just want to show you my paperwork." And she's just fishing through shit. And he goes, "If you could just get us an ID, that'll be a lot easier, don't you think?" And so she's trying to do that, and then one of them notices the water, and he goes, "Oh yeah, why don't you go take that off of there? We don't need like a fire." So she stops what she's doing. She runs into the kitchen. She moves the pot from here to here, where now she's facing them. the island, the little peninsula is between them. She said something, but it seemed like she was joking because she goes, "Oh no, I'm just joking." And he, at the same time that she's saying, "Oh, I'm just joking," he barks, "You better fucking not!" Pulls his gun out, and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she ducks down, and then he goes around, gets closer, and shoots her. And instantly, he tells the partner, "I wasn't going to take boiling hot water to the face. I was going to take boiling hot water to the face." There was such a fucking distance that was never going to fucking happen. Okay, not possible. And then he looks down on the ground where the fucking pot has fallen. The water has spilled out of it. And he looks down and he goes, "See, it's already reached us. She was fucking crazy. She was going to throw water at us." I said, "What?" And he goes, "What were we supposed to do? What can we do?" And his partner wants to render aid, and he says it's a kill shot. It's not going to do anything. He's very fucking light about it, all right? Now, he's, at some point, another cop comes in. You hear another voice, and he goes, "Where's the gun?" Because we're under the impression that it was self-inflicted. And he goes, "Oh no, there's no gun. She was going to throw water." This is within 2 minutes. She's having a 2 minutes. And he's already, like, without skipping a beat, says, "She said that she was going to rebuke me in the name of Christ, and she was going to throw boiling hot water at me. What was I supposed to do?" She was going to rebuke me in the name of Christ, and she was going to throw boiling hot water at me. And then he looks at the ground, he goes, "You see, the water even got all the way to here," implying she did toss water at them. She did not. He at no point asked his buddy if he was okay. There was no, "Oh, I made sure he was fine." He didn't make sure anybody was fine. He didn't make sure anybody was fine. Before, when they were knocking on the door, before she ever opened the door, he made a joke, maybe she's already dead inside. And the other guy said, "Hopefully not. Maybe she's already dead inside." Hopefully not. It's like a 35-minute fucking screenshot of the screen capture of the video, recording of the video. I have to go back and look at it. I want to see exactly what it was that she said in like the joking way. But I just want to let you guys know what was on there. I'll make another one, like maybe showing her like affect. I don't know if I want to do that because I don't want to make her look bad. She was a little bit whatever. Grayson was a psychopath. He absolutely deserved to be arrested. The partner was not. The partner was fucked up by it. He didn't do anything wrong. I watched the Sonia Massey video. I just finished right now. At some point, I guess I got up to start pacing. I don't recall how I got here. There's 2 videos. It's not just one. The murderer turns his video on after he shoots her. But the thing records 30 seconds before without sound. My immediate impressions are that first I will say his partner, anyone who said that his partner needs to be charged too, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That guy.
Here's what I really think about Biden dropping out of the race and endorsing Kamala for president. I'm going to take a page out of the book of one of the greatest political speeches in human history.
There will come a day when the Democratic Party pisses us progressives off enough to make us threaten to vote in the third-party candidate, but today is not that day. There will come a day when I complain about all of the ways in which Kamala Harris's centrist politics are failing leftists, but today is not that day. There will come a day when we start talking seriously again about how much this 2-party system fails us as American citizens, but today is not that fucking day. Today is the first day of a multi-month period that we will know as Kamala Not. Not only will I be voting for Kamala Harris, I will be phone banking for her. I will be signing up to canvass for her in my swing state of Virginia. I will be watching her speeches and her campaign events and her press tours with tears in my eyes. Because today was the first day in a long time where I felt like the Democratic Party had any capacity to reinvigorate its base or to even fight for any of the basic liberties that it claims to stand behind. The victory here isn't just political, it is spiritual, it is intellectual, it is so deeply meaningful that this has happened. And
I'm so excited about it, and I'm just so the prospect of this young black female politician representing a party that has for so long claimed to be the party of the American people, but really hasn't been recently. I'm absolutely not. All hands on deck, Kamala Harris for president. Here's what I really think about Biden dropping out of the race and endorsing Kamala for president. I'm going to take a page out of the book of one of the greatest political speeches in human history. There will come a day when the Democratic Party pisses us progressives off enough to make us threaten to vote in the third-party candidate, but today's not that day. There will come a day when I complain about all of the ways in which Kamala Harris's centrist politics are failing leftists, but today is not that day. There will come a day when we start talking seriously again about how much this.
I got some dope cargo pants you gotta hate.
Oh my God, David, что так говоришь?
Okay, I want to talk about a secret weapon that we are going to have for November. I want you to bookmark this post because you are going to want to come back to it. You're going to want to remember this tool. It's very exciting. First, just a friendly reminder that ballot intimidation is one of the biggest obstacles to voting. A lot of people, especially on the left, are afraid to fill out their ballots if they don't know exactly who everybody is and where they stand. They're much more worried about that than people on the right who just vote a party and don't.
It's going to be a landslide for them. And
Okay, I want to talk about.
Oh my goodness, we're getting I place a big support.
Yet another MAGA stunt backfiring in their face with all of the momentum and energy that Vice President Kamala Harris is building now that she's become the presumptive Democratic nominee. Donald Trump just looks desperate and tiny and small. But you got to call out these stunts like we do here on the Midas Touch Network each and every time. I want to give a hat tip to the social media account at BaloneyTony305, who caught one of the top MAGA influencers, something by the name of Joey Manorino, pretending to be a black woman voting as a Republican. This is what this big MAGA Republican influencer wrote. Joey Manorino says, "I'm a true black American woman, and I've been black all my life. I was born black, and I will die black. My mommy black, my daddy black. I will never cast a ballot for that Kamala Harris woman as long as I live. Trump all the way, all day, every day!" Exclamation point. And I guess he forgot that he was on the wrong account when he posted this, and then he tried to take it back and say, oops, I was just doing it on my business account. This is what they've been doing over and over again. All of these stunts, trying to act like Trump has support in the black community. Remember when they still do this, like they're doing the AI images that are posted by these MAGA influencers and strategists, where like the people who they claim are MAGA actually have like 3 hands. And then you have the stunts like when Donald Trump said that he was giving a speech at a black church in Detroit, but it turned out he basically rented the church that was embroiled in all of this litigation, and there were no black congregants there, and instead Donald Trump brought in his white MAGA followers, and they were wearing hats, and then at separate events, yet another MAGA stunt backfiring in their face with all of the momentum.
The most powerful thing you can do right now is remain patient while everything is okay.
Ooh, getting ready to do a YouTube short video here in a hot second. I'm excited about that. Not sure which video I'm doing yet, but I'll find it. Yeah, that quick. I found one I want to do. So if you're watching, you get to see how I do my live videos, my remixes. I mean, oh yeah, it's in me pocket. Don't worry, I'm coming to feed you. Puppies are hungry. No, no, you will wait. You will wait. You can't. Alrighty, here we go. I'm about to do this video. Hey, you want to get out?
Okay, that's it. Out. 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 Out.
My dog wouldn't let me be great. The puppy, she's hungry. All right, here we go. Recording one of my videos. So you are getting to see a behind the scenes of me doing one of my shorts. And I'm going to be posting it. So it'll be available on my page within 5 minutes of me doing it. All right. All right, here we go. Dave Tupansky. Is that you, bro? Is that you in here, Dave? Good morning, bro. Good to see you here. All right, here we go. Judging by what I just saw, you may need to go see a doctor. Let's see how that turned out. Yeah, yeah, it's a good one. Okay, now I can take out the earbuds. Yeah. This is going to be good. This is getting posted like ASAP. Wait a minute. How did that happen? Okay, that's done. That's how I do them. So now that is being uploaded to my page as we speak, which means, yep, it's there. So now you can go on my, well, I have to add it to a playlist. Yeah. Yeah. Let me go and add that to the shorts playlist. Do that immediately. It's crazy Tuesday. I made a joke on Facebook. I said last week, I said last weekend was a long year. These last 48 hours have been a long month. Sheesh. I mean, a long month. It's been crazy these past 48 hours. Oh, unprecedented times, my friends. Unprecedented times. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So if you go to my page, you'll be able to see it under the shorts playlist. My shorts do real good here on YouTube. They do better than my long videos. Um, I'm not sure why that is. Is it because they were already out there and had a bunch of views and I'm just remixing it? Is it that my long videos aren't interesting enough? I haven't figured that part out yet. But I am working on that. You know, I would like to have more views on my long videos, my food videos, my travel videos. But it is what it is, right? I have fun doing my shorts. I have fun cooking the food, but I'm not always having fun shooting food videos. And that's because my situation and how I have to film is just strange. Just the area that I'm shooting it is too small. And my kitchen, the way it's designed, doesn't really have enough counter space. I don't like the way the stove is. Like I really want an open kitchen with an island that has a cooked spot, a cooktop area. That would be better for me because then I could film it differently. But I have fun cooking. I really do enjoy cooking. Which, by the way, my wife asked me last night, what was I making today because she cooked dinner last. She's from Jersey. She don't know no better. She does tit for tat, so I won't hold her against her. She's from Jersey. But so I'm thinking today will be a day that I make a cooking video as well. Takes a little longer to edit, so it probably won't post until the next day or so. But I enjoy making my shorts, my remixes. Those are really fun. The creators that I tend to remix videos from are really good at what they do. And I admire their work and I follow them and I watch their videos, even if I'm not remixing them. I follow what they're doing and then I like it and I leave comments, you know, because I believe that if I want people to do that on my material, then I should do that on theirs, right? That's only fair. So I do comment and like their things. And then remixing is a way of me saying, hey, this video was extremely funny. I like funny. I did stand-up comedy for a while. And about 5 years when I was in college, partially when I was in college and then after college. I did stand-up. And if you get to know me, you'll discover that I have instant punchlines for almost every situation. I've got instant punchlines. And that goes way back. I can tell a story. One story. I didn't expect it. I think this is right around the time I discovered that I had humor, that I was a funny person. Um, I was middle school aged, and my friends and I went to the movies to see a Bruce Lee movie. And in that movie, it's a part where one of the guys, the characters, tells the other guys, come on, let's go get him, right? So, oh God. When he did it, I don't know what made me say it, but I started screaming out, because he said, you. I started calling out names of cereals. You, Kellogg's, Apple Jacks, you, Fruit Loop, you. Loud in the movie theater. Oh my gosh, people lost it. The whole theater was cracking up. Whole theater was cracking up. And it was around that time that at my school that I went to in Pittsburgh, the middle school that I attended, Reisenstein, was a brand new school. It had just been built. I was one of the first students in there the first year it opened. And they had a closed circuit television thing going on. Hadn't been using it yet. And so somebody came up with the idea to do a program and included me to just read the lunch menu. And in reading that lunch menu, I, now figuring that I'm funny, found ways to make it humorous. So we're talking 1976, 77, somewhere around there. Yeah, 76, I think. I said the word buttered succotash. Funny that how years later food ends up being my thing, but I just said the word buttered succotash. And we recorded it, and then that would play the next morning in school so the kids would know what was going to be for lunch that day. And here I am sitting in homeroom, and they played the video. And the classrooms, I could hear them because we had open classrooms. They had the options to open and close the walls between classroom, and there were no doors. I could hear the whole floor that we were on cracking up. Buttered succotash. I think I said it something like buttered succotash. Doesn't sound funny today. 1976, whole bunch of 12 to 14-year-olds. Hilarious. I mean, hilarious. And oh my gosh, it just started things, Anyway, I had to go back down that lane to tell that story. But it holds true today. I ended up having one-liners or just spur-of-the-moment jokes, quick wit, funny stuff to say that just makes people, even my wife says, how many different ways do you have that is funny to allude to sex with me? Because I do. I have. You can ask her. I don't think I've ever repeated anything. 18 years I've been with this woman, and I don't think I've ever repeated twice anything when it came to saying, hey, can we, Oh, anyway, the remix videos that I do for YouTube related to food, all of them, is just me expressing myself comically. I just love humor. I think it's the best medicine that we have. I always said that a couple of things in life break all barriers, food and music. I should include in that laughter. Laughter breaks barriers as well. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you all for watching this. Like I said, I'm going to be on my live pretty much all day. Yeah. But I'm sitting here working. working my regular 9 to 5 job. I do have one, as a baby boomer creator. I still find that I have to work a job, and that's okay. Can't get my glasses straight. These glasses were destroyed by my dog when he was still a puppy. He broke my other ones that I liked. I like the look of these, and I like the way the other ones work. Anyway, they're crooked on my face, but I have a crooked head. If I showed you my head, actually, you can kind of see it if you look right now. And there you can see my head. It sort of has a. It must have came out my mom like this. Hey, mom, hey. I know. Guys, I'm sober, by the way, so this is me sober. This is nothing but cranberry juice, pure cranberry juice. I show it to you, but it might spill out. Hilarious. Anyway, crooked head. You can sort of see it. I have tears. I'm literally making myself cry with laughter. And no, I don't think I'm my own best audience member. So anyway, I love doing these YouTube remix videos. They are absolutely fun. Yeah. My man Dave said, "You have a funny head." I do. I know. It's amazing. And I don't like hats all like that. I don't own a bunch of hats. The baseball caps, some can look okay on me depending upon how I wear it. Um, Fedoras, nah. I tried that when I was younger. Panamas, I did wear those for a little while in Philadelphia. When I left Pittsburgh at 15, we moved to Philadelphia. I went to high school there. It's why I don't go to any Pittsburgh high school reunions at either Alderdice, where I went, or Westinghouse, where all of my friends went. Most of my friends, 99% of my friends went to Westinghouse. I don't go to the reunions. I went to elementary school and middle school with all of them, but then we moved to Philadelphia when I was in 10th grade. So I spent 3 years of high school there, graduated. But anyway, wore a Panama hat in Philadelphia for a little while, trying to create a fashion trend. It worked. I actually did. People started wearing clothing like I had started to wear. Philadelphia had its own style, and I brought a little Pittsburgh to it. So was happy with that. Don't miss Philly at all. Great time and everything, but lived in the projects, and I did not come from the projects of Pittsburgh. So I was in the projects up there, man, and it was rough. Another place that helped develop how I feel about food, Philadelphia did. Um, the building that we lived in, the apartment that we had, I just didn't want to be there ever. Ever. Didn't want to eat out of the kitchen. Couldn't use the water. It came out brown. It's a horrible experience there. And we didn't live there the whole time. We had a nice house before that there. And I lived with my mom's friend at the time, boyfriend or whatever. I lived with his sister for a little while, and Deanie, I call her, and she was okay cook, you know. But a lot of cheesesteaks, a lot of rice and gravy. Just $1. Go to the Chinese restaurant, get rice and gravy for $1. I can't tell you how many days I ate just rice and gravy. Yeah. Cheesesteaks was the luxury. And scrapple. And Deanie cooked scrapple like nobody's business. My mom's boyfriend at that time, guy's name was Moose. He loved scrapple. But one of my Facebook friends and a former colleague of mine told me that she found scrapple here in Georgia. I haven't seen it since I've been here. I'm thinking about going to get it just to cook it, just for nostalgia. I don't believe I would eat it. I don't really eat pork, so there's very slim chance I would eat scrapple. Knowing that pretty much to me is scraped off of the machines and from what spilled over the belts and all of that stuff. It's, to me, scrapple always felt like it was the stuff they used to throw away till they figured out a way to package it and sell it to the public. That's my thought. I'm reading Dave's story, my Facebook friend. That's hilarious. Influencing without knowing it. They figured you had some big secret, right? You knew nothing. It wasn't that. You just didn't like them. Sweet peas. The story is about sweet peas. That's hilarious, right? Because people do that, right? They watch you, and the experiment is you walk down the street and then you act like you're stepping over something. You lift your leg to step over something. And you'll see people looking down, but then you also see people who will lift their leg to step over the same area, thinking that you knew something. You didn't. You didn't. You didn't. You just were creating something. So we used to do that. That was a thing that we did. Me and now, which friend was it that I was hanging with at the time? I want to say it was Sydney Hobson. Maybe it was Sydney Hobson. Maybe it was Ron Bay. I don't think it was Ron. Anyway, it's crazy because I'm kind of remembering Jeffrey Rollins too doing that. But anyway, we went downtown and stood on a corner, just looked up in the sky, downtown Pittsburgh. And people stopped and were just doing the same thing with us, man, and watching, you know. We weren't looking at anything. There was nothing to see. But fun stuff. Having fun in life, man, I'll tell you, that's the best thing. No matter what's going on, you got to try to find a way to have fun. Got to try to find a way. Anyway, as I said, I'm sitting here working my 9 to 5 job. J.O.B. Which I'm thankful for. Lord knows It is paying the bills, but it is what it is. Again, feel free to ask me any questions that you guys want to ask. Anyone that joins in on the live, feel free to ask me a question. I'm here, like I said, pretty much all day. I just wanted to be on live and talk and share and stuff like that. But feel free to ask anything that you want to ask on here. You can ask in the chat. Um, I'll be happy to answer it. It doesn't have to be food related, but of course, food is what I do, so but I do so much more than food. There's a lot to me that the people that you guys aren't aware of. Dave, you may be, of course, because you follow me on Facebook. But there's a lot more to me than just food. But food happens to be my forte now. I don't know how that happened. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was talking about how me and this relationship with food, and I was telling about Philadelphia and scrapple and rice and gravy and all of that stuff. Yeah. So my mom wasn't a cook. Mom was not a cook. Um, Early on in life, I had my grandparents, great uncles, stuff like that. And we all lived close together in a small town right outside the city of Pittsburgh. And I assumed that all of them did the cooking back then. Mom had me when she was 17, right? So I assumed they all did the cooking back then. I was a child. I don't really remember much. I can say by about 4 or 5, when we moved into the city of Pittsburgh, we again had relatives right up the street from us, and I just remember eating there. Uncle Carl would make homemade beer, and I remember them barbecuing raccoon, and I remember the taste of that, spicy. Um, but mom, I don't really recall doing a lot of cooking. And then there were some years that I was separated from my mother, and I lived with my aunt Lena, and she was an excellent cook, and Lena was a phenomenal cook. And we went fishing a lot and ate fresh fish right out of the water, right on the side. Uncle Robert had a Coleman stove, back then, man. And we would eat on the side of the rivers or the lakes, wherever we were. Um, Fresh fish and eggs and home fries. Oh God, I miss that. Um, and then mom and I are back together, and we moved to Philadelphia. And again, didn't see a lot of cooking there. Ate a lot of restaurant food. And before all of that, when I was younger, there was a period between about the age of 5 to 10 where I remember mom leaving money for me before my grandfather passed away, or he would have the money. And we would go across the street to the Brass Rail in East Liberty and Original Hot Dogs, um, which I don't think was affiliated with the Dirty O down in Oakland. But anyway, there was an Original Hot Dogs there in East Liberty right next to the Brass Rail. And I ate a lot of fish, drank a lot of birch beer, had a lot of hot dogs and fries from those two places. Fast food, fast food, fast food. What we call fast food today. And I do remember some TV dinners, right? I don't think my grandfather was a cook either. He was a barber and a steel mill worker and a hell of a beer drinker. But anyway, Philadelphia, fast food again. Um, and then I take off and go to college. And it left me with a craving to know about other foods. I remember some of those years, kids would take lunches to school with them before I went to middle school, and even in middle school to some degree, but mostly before that commercialized school cafeteria crap. We all brought lunches to school. And I remember elementary school, the kids that from other places that were bringing other things. We had Italian kids, Polish kids, Jewish kids, and Jewish and Polish can be the same thing. I need you to know that. Um, Jewish and other things can be the same thing anyway. But they all brought different foods. I just remember seeing them and smelling them, but never getting to taste those foods. And I did make friends in middle school with a few Jewish kids, a couple of Italian kids. But the Jewish kids, I did actually end up going to their homes and having some food. And just remembering how different that was from what I grew up on, especially the fast food that we ate. And I don't know, I always had a curiosity. So if you look at what I do today, first of all, I understand that food can heal or kill. Food can heal, food can kill. So I try to eat. I have a problem with sweets. I do. I love cookies, cakes, and ice cream. But if you look at what I cook, and if you look at what I carry in my refrigerator or in my pantry, in my cabinets, cupboards, um, you don't see that Lowry's, and you don't see seasoning packets, and you don't see blah 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 blah. We cook everything from scratch, very healthy stuff, and I only keep canned goods and box goods as emergency stuff. And I don't have a pasta maker, but as soon as I get a pasta maker, I am making my own pasta. I don't box pasta even. I have a hard time with. That's why I only use Barilla brand, um, because they seem to be the most natural. But anyway, um, I try to make food that won't rush you to the funeral home. Nah, that's what I'm saying. I try to make food that won't rush you to the funeral home. I've been to too many funerals and wakes and seen the people there eating the same stuff that put that person in the casket. I refuse. TV dinners, Dave. Yes. TV dinners. Ugh. You know, I can still smell the way that the stuff smelled after it heats up. And speaking of sweet peas, you know, that was one of the most famous things that they would put into those TV dinners with sweet peas, was peas. Ugh. Like the mashed potatoes was always just horrible. You'd have to scrape it off the side. I bet you that it changed your grandfather's, uh, that had a lot of impact on him. I bet you it did. I bet you it did for my grandfather as well. I'm sure my grandfather was probably born somewhere around the turn of the century as well. Um, that food, man, that was TV dinners are a horrible thing. It's so bad for our culture, for our lives. Um, yeah. Again, I'm at work, so I got job stuff going on. Yeah, TV dinners. I remember my grandfather complaining about it, which is probably why he would always take me to the bars or the restaurants with him. I spent a lot of time in bars. You have no idea how much bar food I had in my lifetime. If I were to do anything, it would be what I've seen some chefs do, and that is go into these dive bars and create phenomenal menus. I have a friend, her company is Sauce International, and it's Chef Van Treese. She is a trained chef here in Georgia. She also does work in Colorado in the CBD food industry. She is phenomenal. And there's a local place here, Tropica, that she created a menu for. And her food is just, gosh, so good, man. But she's elevated bar food. And I think that's something that needs to happen. Um, Even in the strip club scene here, there's a place where they say the wings are just the best wings in Georgia at the strip club. But that ain't hard to do here in Metro Atlanta. I'll tell you that. It ain't hard to have the best wings here. I'll tell you what's a challenge here: a fish sandwich. I dare you to find a fish sandwich, not a fish plate, a fish sandwich. Find one in Metro Atlanta and then hit me back. My first month here in 1999, I saw a sign in Decatur, Georgia. I lived in Clarkston, Georgia at the time. It said fresh fish sandwiches. Fresh fish sandwich. And I'm being from Pittsburgh, got excited. I went in. Let me get 2 hot sauce, tartar sauce, and cheese, please. Thank you. Got those 2. Bag, jumped back in my car, went back to our condo where we lived at the time, opened up the bag, took a bite. How? It was catfish. I don't eat catfish. I haven't eaten catfish besides that bite that day since I was probably 12. I hate catfish. Sorry, I know that's a strong word, but I just don't like catfish. It's a bottom feeder. That's why I'm not too big on seafood, shrimp, lobster, all that's bottom feeding stuff. I don't eat pork. It's a bottom feeding thing. Anyway, um, I took them joints right back. I took them shits back. Told them I want my money back. And you need to put on the sign that it's catfish. But what I didn't understand yet was that that's popular here in Georgia. Catfish nuggets. Man, these people love catfish. God bless them, not me. You cannot find a real fish sandwich here. There's a Yassine's. It's a Muslim-run restaurant. And even them, they don't sell the fish sandwich that I've ever seen. I guess I'd have to pull up the menu to look. JJ's Fish. They don't do fish sandwiches. They don't advertise fish sandwiches. They sell fish platters. Fish sandwich. You need that hot fish on that bread. It does something to it. Anyway, if I were to open any type of food stand, it would be that. Believe me. That's exactly what I would try to open. A fish stand. Oh, I can just see that. I would love to have one of those. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, funny stuff. So, yeah, about me and food, because of that relationship and because I was really, really a fat kid, um, got teased a lot, bullying. They talk about bullying today. Bullying today, nothing compared to what I went through. I have cousins that I still talk to today who knew that my mom would buy me, or my grandfather as well, would get me good stuff from the restaurants that they weren't getting. And they would come and knock on a door, and me being foolish, always open the door, beat me up and take my food. True story. They would beat me up and take my food. Anyway, Nothing I could do about it. I didn't know how to fight. I didn't learn how to fight till I was 12, 13. Learned how to fight back. That was once I started fighting back, I couldn't stop fighting. That was the problem there. I wouldn't stop fighting because I learned how to fight. But I so heavy and went through so much that it made me always want good food. In my first marriage, my ex-wife Denise is an excellent cook. She fed the family. We had a big family, 5 children. She really fed the family, and my specialty was sometime I would make breakfast or I would cook on the grill, make something. But pretty much 7 days a week, she took care of our nutritional needs, and she did a great job at that. Just phenomenal cook. And so I didn't have to really learn how to make anything. And after we were separated, I couldn't even read a box of rice-a-roni instructions and tell you how to make rice-a-roni. My current wife, Camille, who's also an excellent cook and has some Caribbean in her, right? So she actually can make some Caribbean dishes, which I think I make curry better than her. I think my curry is better. Anyway, she looked at me. She thought I was playing when I didn't know how to read the instructions to make rice-a-roni. But I didn't have to. I didn't have to, you know. And when I started making it, I was like, oh, well, that's easy. You know, I started really getting into, I can make a little something. So I started playing with different foods to make. And I don't remember what I really started with. Now, something I always, like I said, I always knew how to make breakfast food. Always knew how to make a good spaghetti sauce. I don't know why. Something in my childhood, there must have been some reason why I knew how to make a good spaghetti sauce. And necessity being the mother of all inventions, I learned how to make a pot roast on top of the stove in a pot. It's called a pot roast. I thought that's how it was supposed to be made. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, I started learning other stuff and I started making some really interesting things here. And then I started playing. This is all around 2018 was when I really got into it. So what, 6 years now? And I look back at the photos that I took back then and I still didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I really didn't know, you know, it was horrible. It was horrible looking. And I certainly didn't know anything about plating, which I'm getting better at. I'm not great, but I don't have everything I want to be able to really plate. I don't, you know, I haven't been to a store yet where I can buy microgreens and things like that. Ah. Oh, excuse me. My doggies are barking, so I think it's time I go feed them. I can't take this with me because I'm broadcasting from my laptop. So I'm just going to be gone a few minutes, but I've got to go feed the puppies, okay? Uh-oh. Be right back.
No. Hey. Hey. Lady.
All righty, I'm back. Lady, come here. You're over there in your dad's bowl area. Come here. Come here, lady. Lady, come. The fuck? Hey, whoever's joining. Welcome to my live here with Oz. Chilling. I'm working. I just got done shooting a YouTube short remix that is now in my shorts and reels, short remixes playlist. And then I just came back in from feeding the dang dogs, the puppies. There you go, buddy. Lady. It's a ask me whatever the hell you want to ask me day. I would love for some young folks to come on and ask me some questions, being that I'm a boomer, baby boomer. I would love some questions from some young folks about anything. And with the older folks, I would like to talk about our current political climate. Are you done, lady? Oh, excuse me. Come here. Come here. Where you going? That's my big boy and his daughter. Little bad one. Come here, little bad one. Come here. Hey, little bad one. When I say bad, she is bad. She is, woo. She is something else. There, I think I fixed my glasses temporarily. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. It's 2-7. My phone has been dry today. That's unusual for me. Let's see if my video got any traction yet. How about that? Okay, a couple little views so far.
Business that.
I just watched the Sonya Massey video. All of that. All of the fucking police must be just abolished. What in the absolute fuck? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus in a joking way. Because she just says, oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You better fucking not. I'll shoot you in the fucking face, he says. That psychopathic piece of shit. She then got so frightened. She held the pile. Because, oh my God. She said it so nonchalantly, like just kidding around. Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I would have laughed. You're like, oh, I'm sorry. That fucking psycho. Oh my God. I'm shaking. I am shaking. She called for help. She made a joke. She got shot for a fucking joke. What the fuck is going on with these fucking fascist cops? Oh my God. This gotta be it. Let's defund them all. For fuck's sake, they are a danger to humanity. They're a danger to society. She did nothing
Well,
wrong.
time for me to take my break. So I'm going to do that. As you can probably hear, people are upset about Sonya Massey. If you haven't seen that video, please look it up. I know it's on TikTok, probably on Twitter as well.
I just watched the Sonya Massey.
Police in America. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I am going to come back on after my break. I'm probably going to do it from my phone, though, because then I could take the phone around with me. So we'll see. But thank everybody that joined me, and thank my buddy Dave. Dave, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. All right. All right. I'll see you guys in a little bit.